Hi everybody, this is Steph and I am a leader with Young Living Essential Oils, and we are going to be doing our own short beauty school today where I'm going to be teaching you about all of the amazing Young Living skincare products, to the point that I actually took my family in an RV all the way to Alabama to the corporate beauty school that Young Living puts on about 3 or 4 times a year last year, and I'm just so excited to share these amazing products with you. I am extremely just conscientious about the toxic chemicals that are put in everyday products. And one of those items that we don't realize is our skincare products. In fact, you may not realize that women actually come into contact with about an average of 80 chemicals before they even get dressed in the morning. And so, what I'm looking to do is teach you how to use our non toxic skincare line to reduce the amount of chemicals that you're exposed to every day. So when I went to, again, my beauty school here that I'm doing with you right now is not a representation of Young Living Corporate. It's based on the notes that I took from corporate. It's based on some research I've done on my own from various websites, and I just want to really make sure that that our members are educated on how to use our products. So let's talk briefly about some of the chemicals that are in everyday skincare products that you might not realize. We're just going to name a few just to get started. Phthalates are one of them. One thing that people don't realize is that the number one culprit, the number one toxic culprit in skincare products and cosmetics in America are things that include fragrance. And that includes even, everything from skincare to cosmetics to cleaning products. But again, fragrance and air freshener products too. So fragrance is not required. Whatever the ingredients are in fragrance for any company are not required to be reported to the FDA. And so one of the research studies on phthalates, which are often found in fragrance, is that they are. There was a study done by the CDC and Prevention and by researchers. This was in 2003 from the CDC, Prevention, and Harvard School of Public Health, where exposure to phthalates mainly occurs through like inhalation a lot of times in cleaning products, but it can also be found in chemicals in your skincare and cosmetics. But it actually is a known endocrine disruptor where men's sperm counts were actually reduced because of that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so again, obviously that's something that's very concerning. Another thing is in triclosan. Anything that is considered antibacterial often will have triclosan in it, which is also actually can promote drug-resistant bacteria. And so triclosan is another thing that if you want to research at some point is not a good thing to have in everyday household products and skincare products. So again, really the point of this video isn't to get into all the science necessarily behind those things. If you go to ewg.org, that's the website we prefer to send our members to teach them about toxic, products in not just food, but also skincare products. And again, that is, just another area of study to send you on. But for today, we're mostly doing an introduction to the products that are in our skincare line so you know what the different products do. So again, we talked at beauty school not only about the chemicals, but I actually studied under Cole Woolley that day. He's a doctor. He's a scientist that used to work for Young Living and now subcontracts and does a lot of these events for Young Living. And he was teaching us all about monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, diterpenes, all the different chemical components that go into essential oils, and obviously what makes them so wonderful and why I'm so glad that they're in our everyday skincare products with Young Living. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, the other experience I got to have there was to have a hands-on beauty school experience where I got to try all of the products for myself. And so we do offer a local beauty school just put on by my team. Young Living offers corporate beauty school events several times throughout the year. And if you can get to anything like that, I highly recommend it. Highly, highly, highly recommend it, to the point that I RV'd from Pennsylvania to Alabama and took my whole family along with me just so that I could learn more about the products. So again, this is the ART skincare system. This is probably the main trio skincare system that we talk about in Young Living. One thing that I really appreciated Dr. Luba talking about at beauty school in Alabama was the fact that although Young Living does obviously base a lot on current research and skincare and elasticity and all the things, collagen, all the things that we need for good skincare, they do really still wholeheartedly believe that beauty starts in the heart and on the inside, and that of course we want to keep our skin as beautiful as we can. It's the only skin we get, but obviously they really I totally agree with that theory, is that beauty really does start on the inside, and I think that's extremely important. Is that to know that you can be. I've seen people who are extremely beautiful on the outside but weren't so beautiful on the inside, and so that's something that I'm a huge believer in, is that women really are oftentimes beautiful on the inside first. So I had to throw that in there because that's just so important to me. So again, the 3-step skincare system starts with our gentle foaming cleanser. So this is a foaming pump. You're going to open it up. You're going to pump, okay? And wash your face with that in the sink, obviously with your washcloth. And if you come to our local beauty school, you get to do all this hands-on. And the other product that I like to talk about is the Orange Blossom Facial Wash. And what I do, because I'm a little frugal, is I take 2 tablespoons of the Orange Blossom Facial Wash, put it in a foaming hand soap pump, and then fill that with distilled water. And then I pump out my Orange Blossom Facial Wash that way. I really like to do this because it saves extensive amounts of money with buying this. I've only had to buy one of these this entire year. So I've gone through, it makes 4 of these, and I've only gone through 2 of those so far this year. And it's been months. Okay, so I switch back and forth. Like in the mornings I do this, in the evenings I generally do this, or vice versa, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. So that is obviously my favorite way to do it, is to mix it up. The other thing that Dr. Luba talked about at beauty school is that in America, the average number of beauty products that we use are 3 skincare products. And in foreign countries that are like Asian foreign countries, the average product is 18. Women are using average product number is 18 products on their skin every day. So while that's extreme, Young Living definitely sides on somewhere in between there. Not 3, but not 18 by any means either. So we talk about our everyday hand, which is the facial moisture, or the facial cleanser. We also have a toner. That's an everyday, and then moisturizing is an everyday. But I want to talk briefly about a spa treatment. That's our other hand. And one of our spa treatments would be the Satin Mint Facial Scrub. This is a mint based. It has some graininess to it, so it's an exfoliator. Gets your pores open, gets them ready to tone. So this is something that I do once a week in the winter and twice in the summer. It's up to each person how often they want to do it, how oily their skin is, but that's the average number of times for me. So that is a spa treatment that I love to do, and you don't go through this very fast if you're only using it once or twice a week, and it's just one of my favorite products to have on hand. So again, that's something I would do while I'm cleansing. I might exfoliate then once or twice a week. And then the next thing is our refreshing toner, which I love. I just put a little bit on a cotton round, rub it all over my face, and even after my cleanser and exfoliating, even sometimes when I go back to put this cotton round of toner all over my face, I have a really thicker level of makeup, and so I still at times will get brown makeup off, foundation off on my cotton round from that toner, even though I've already cleansed with a washcloth even. So I think it speaks volumes about our toner, and I think it's a really great product to have, and I think it's extremely important. My mom is in her 60s, and I also asked Dr. Luba at beauty school, did somebody in her age bracket need something like a cleanser? And my mom, and one thing that she said is, no person is the same. And it was funny because when I came back, I said to my mom, I don't really know that you're going to need the toner. At your age, if you need, I guess I wasn't really thinking. I was afraid it would dry out her skin a little bit. But it's funny because it does open the pores and gets them ready to be cleansed, obviously. But she actually loves the toner. So obviously, no skin is the same. Every person's skin is different, and so it's important for you to figure out what works for you. So that's extremely important, I think, as to why you'd want to get to like a beauty school event, to make sure that to find out what products work for you the best. So the next is our light moisturizer. This is going to come in a pump. You pump it out like this. 1 squirt is all that I need for 2 at the most for facial coverage. In the winter, I might do 2, but in the summer, I only really need 1. This is a light moisturizer. This is what I use in the summer, okay? Our intensive moisturizer is what I tend to use more in the winter. And so this is a little bit thicker. So sorry, that's loud. It took me a while to figure out how to use this, but you're going to push on with both hands and pump, and it'll come up in the center, as you can see. You just wipe it off, and then you're going to go ahead and put that all over your face. I'm going to put it on my hands for now since I have makeup on. One of the things I love is the smell. My husband came into our home after our beauty school the other week. We had 10 ladies here, and he was like, it smells so good in here. And I told him, I was like, that's because we just were utilizing all these products and everybody had them out and about in the air. So it really did make the house smell very good. So the next step after, like I said, moisturizing would be to, and again, we have a few more moisturizers. So let me go over those a little bit quickly. Sandalwood moisturizing cream is another great one. It is thicker. You get a lot more of this than you do of the other moisturizers, but because it's thick, I like to use it on my hands. It's something that I like to use on my face in the winter. I would probably not use this on my skin in the summer. If you're older, you could probably maybe get away with this in the summer, but I would definitely, this is definitely more of a fall winter moisturizer for me personally. We also have a Boswellian frankincense wrinkle cream that some people really love as well. That's a little bit more intensive. We also have Sheer Lumet, which comes packaged similar to this jar and comes in this packaging. Oh wait, I'm sorry, this packaging. So Sheer Lumet comes like this, and it is a brightening cream. So just like this is in a container in this fashion, it's the same thing. So Sheer Lumet is a brightening cream that's to brighten the skin, make it more, help with the elasticity, make it brighter. That's one of my favorite products as well. The next one we're going to talk about, go back to a spa treatment, is the cream mask. This is one that's thicker, and you're going to apply this all over your face to the level that it's going to leave a white film. If you don't see a white film, you need to keep applying till you have a white film all over your face. Now, you can either let this on for 20 minutes, let it set, and then wash that off, or you can leave it on overnight and wash it off in the morning. It depends on how dry your skin is. It depends on the level of moisturizing that you need. So that is entirely up to you, how at whether you want to wash it off after 20 minutes or whether you want to leave it on all night. Love this. It's extremely much something that, I mean, this is something I do once a week. Every week, at least once a week, I do a cream mask. I only do mine for 20 minutes because I have a heavy T-zone that I don't want to leave too much moisturizer on, overnight like that, that heavy. So I will tend to wash mine off after 20 minutes, but I have a girlfriend that lets hers on overnight all the time. Doesn't bother her a bit. So again, that's where every skin type is different. The next thing I think is essential, especially now that I've hit 40, is our Wolfberry eye cream. And I can tell you I've had this for months and I am still nowhere near, not even halfway down. You literally, I take my fingertip like this, I get a little bit on the end, even dab some of that off, and then I'm going to just literally just apply that underneath my eyes. And at the tops of my eyes, I'm going to put it up like this. Because when you are removing mascara at night, you're really hard on that area. Even with eye makeup remover, I notice that I'm just really, really hard on that area. And that's where you're going to see wrinkles first. So I think it's extremely important to moisturize and keep this area of the skin around the eye extremely moisturized. That's something that I'm a wholehearted believer in. So the other thing that I forgot to tell you about, oh my gosh, oh man, is the Art Serum. The Art Serum goes on with your moisturizer. So no matter what moisturizer you pick, you can either put them on one right. I put this on, then the moisturizer. You can put them on together, or you can do this after. It doesn't matter. But this is Young Living's secret weapon, is the Art Renewal Serum. This is it's a revitalizing blend of orchid petals and essential oils, and the research on orchid petals and elasticity has been really great. And so you're going to do one drop in your hand. It's a clear consistency. You can't even see it on my hand. And then you're going to rub that in all over your face at the same time that you do your moisturizer. So this is 100% a secret weapon that I firmly believe is anti-aging and will help keep your skin look youthful and the elasticity good and the collagen levels good. So this is exactly one of those products that's a must-have for me. I keep it on hand all the time. So moving on, the other thing I do want to talk about is the rose ointment. This is great I have psoriasis. My son has a little bit of eczema. It's winter here in Pennsylvania, and so I put this on the other evening. It's like an ointment, and you can see it's really, really thick, and so I put it all over my hands the other night, and when I got into bed, my husband's like, you smell so good. What is that? And I was like, oh, it's my rose ointment from Young Living. And my 2-year-old has a little bit of eczema. I've been putting that on, and my psoriasis doesn't flare very often now that I do autoimmune paleo, but when it does, I tend to put it on when it has done that, like especially holidays. Easter, Christmas. I have had a psoriasis flare those 2 times in the last year. And on vacation this summer was my third. So I've had about 3 flares this entire year. But normally, most of the time when I'm eating my autoimmune paleo, I really don't need I don't need to use anything. I don't have psoriasis. So obviously the rose ointment is one of my favorite things to use on really, really dry skin like elbows and knees and heels and your feet and things like that. So, all right, so we have gone over pretty much all of the Young Living skincare products. I have shown you everything except for I think Boswellian frankincense cream is the one that I don't personally use, so I don't keep that one on hand. But again, I cannot emphasize enough how having a non-toxic skincare program is so essential to your long-term health. Your skin does not have a filter like your digestive system. You have a liver that filters out toxins out of your body, but with your skin, it's your largest organ. If you didn't know that, my husband learned that in nursing school, and so it's really your largest organ, and it's also extremely, extremely important because it doesn't have a filtering system to keep things off of your skin, which is why I only use certain products like our lotion, which you can see up here. The lotions, my sons also use the lotion, the Kids Sense lotion, because I really don't want any toxic. And when especially when my husband became a nurse, I remember learning that thinking, oh my gosh, and we put so much stuff on our skin that we don't realize. That is really why I decided to go non-toxic with Young Living, over 2 years ago. So we just really want to make sure that we're educating people on our products and our skincare products and what they do, and wanted to make sure you got to learn a little bit about each one. And hopefully you'll share this video with somebody who also needs to switch over to some non-toxic skincare. But I like to have, at our beauty school, we do ditch and switch, where people bring their old toxic-filled, chemical-filled, skincare items and get rid of them, and then go ahead and order their new products through Young Living. So hopefully you learned something from today's video. Please share this with somebody who needs it, and we hope you guys have a blessed day. Thanks so much.